Okay.
It will be a more informal meeting, more conversation. I'm asking everyone to interrupt me, ask me questions, and also with my partner Stefan. I see some familiar names on my screen. My warmest hello to everyone who joined today, and I'll be really happy to tell you about our beloved project together with Stefan. We are in this project for already a few years and made some progress. And we are at the point when we want to share our today's and future success with people who would be interested to participate in our forthcoming crowdfunding campaign, support us, and take the opportunity to be on a front line of advanced technology and music. My background is academic. I've got PhD in theoretical physics, but my passion was always music industry. Although I'm not a musician myself, but once I switched from scientific career to label, I got a job of my dream. As I thought at that time, I became a CEO of Universal Music affiliate in Ukraine. Universal Music is world's biggest music company, and I worked for them for over a decade. And let me also introduce my partner, Stefan. He's very successful entrepreneur with 2 startups with exits already. He's based in Germany. I'm currently based in Kiev, Ukraine. And together we moving this startup forward. Stefan, would you please introduce yourself and tell a few words about your background?
Okay, certainly. Well, my name is Stefan Ekbalian. I'm a German, and spent the initial part of my career as an academic, indeed. So I went to Cambridge, was doing my PhD there, doing research at that time, a long time ago, on companies that managed to internationalize quite effectively early on when the internet was starting to show a new way for companies to do that. In that process, I started my own company together with a team of Norwegians, and this company called Name Planet became one of the fastest growing tech companies in Europe. We became, by the way, also the biggest domain name owner at that time, because this was a core part.
Which was that, Stefan? I'd like to drop the if there's a website available about this venture. Would you please repeat the name of your company, which you have just mentioned?
Yeah, it's an interesting story on its own. I don't want to spend too much time on it. The company name was Name Planet, but I mean, at the end of the day, we started. I don't want to talk too much about that company. Whoever is interested, I'm happy to make a follow-up session talking about it. It was
I just want to drop just drop the link, if you could do that later.
There's no link now. There's no link now because, as I say, we became the largest domain owner worldwide. We were awarded by ICANN. For those who remember, this was the organization that managed the internet for a long time, and still does. And we were awarded to as part of a tender process, to be one of the 5 companies to be allowed to introduce their own top-level domain. So like .com, .net, .org. At one point, there was a .name. This was our domain, basically. And this was the result of this kind of success story of my first startup. But again, I mean, since then, this was in the 2000s, early 2000s. Since then, I've been working and building other startup companies quite successfully, I have to say. And but my half of my career I always spent in academia, so sort of sharing my knowledge, inviting others to join this part of building companies and developing companies. That's been most of my career, what I've been doing. And now, since 2020, Andrew and I joined together to basically turn the music industry upside down with a concept that so far doesn't exist. It's basically turning a market which before was, and it still is, dominated by just a handful of labels, turning it upside down and democratizing the industry by using also blockchain technology and to liberalize a market in a way we've seen in other industries, but not in the music industry so far.
Actually, Stefan's first startup he mentioned, named Planet, was about democratization internet of that time. And thanks to startups like his, internet is what we have today. It's decentralized, it's more or less free. So coming back to music, over the years when I worked for Universal Music, I have interviewed literally hundreds of emerging artists and found out that the system we've been utilizing in labels were really outdated, not based on science. And Stefan and me, we are persons with academic backgrounds, so even subconsciously, we want to bring science into everything we're doing, into every business project. And in the industry, I learned that everything depends on very subjective decisions of few people who allocate very big resources, hundreds of millions of dollars, on developing careers of some artists. And it looked very much like guesswork. And everyone knows success stories like Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, but nobody ever heard about lots of fails behind these success stories. And an interesting fact that there is such indicator of industry as R&D, research and development. Which percentage of your overall annual income industry allocates on research and development? In case of music industry, R&D means how effectively you discover new talents, how much time, efforts, funds you allocate on discovering new talents. And the fact is that for many, many years, music industry's R&D is top 10 by R&D's percentage of how much you spend on discovering new talents among other well-established industries in United States, like aerospace, pharmacology, and even defense. And that clearly indicates that something is wrong with R&D in music industry, because music industry is not standing close in annual turnover numbers to pharmacology or aerospace or other industries in that top 10. And still they spend a huge percentage of annual income onto discovering new artists. So our idea is to radically optimize the discovery engine, make it not a guesswork like this now, but make it more scientific, based on data, based on behavior of fans. Speaking of fans, they are those who discover new talents before professionals and labels do, and they are those who discriminated in the industry because they can participate in success of their favorite artists just like consumers. So they are allowed to listen to their favorite artist song, put likes, share the song with other people, but they don't have any upside. So what we are developing in Melodex is firstly AI engine based on data, based on behavior of fans, to give us a signal that some of the artists has commercial potential. And secondly, we invite fans not just into discovery process, but also into sharing upside from song success. We do it through the auctions where emerging artists can issue shares in future songs earnings. We call it royalties. And artists can sell these shares on the auction to fans and also investors. And everyone who buys those shares receive passive income when song get monetized. And we also develop a secondary market where everyone can trade these shares, sell it to each other. So, Stefan, would you add something from your end?
Yes, certainly. So as Andrew was saying, what we, in terms of our the logic behind or the engine behind, what we're actually doing is combining or have built basically a hybrid between swarm intelligence and artificial intelligence. Swarm intelligence driven by early adopters or in the fan community who spot talents, who spot artists who are emerging, who have high potential, and combining this with artificial intelligence. So I think that's the easiest way to imagine it is kind of really a hybrid between swarm intelligence and artificial intelligence. And the other aspect, as Andrew said, it's not just discovering the next great hit, which is on its own. It's a fascinating journey that fans can now join, because it's a bit like, as I say, I mean, imagine yourself if you would have bought a share of Michael Jackson or Billie Eilish or Taylor Swift, whatever, in one of their favorite songs, and you would be a shareholder. I mean, whatever this song is making in the future, you earn your dividends. Whatever the song is making, you get part of it. So I think this is kind of, that's why I said initially, it's turning the traditional model upside down, where those who support, who build basically the future of these artists, become also shareholder and stakeholders in that process. So I think that's really what we do.
Yeah. Speaking of how our AI autonomous agent will work, it's not built yet. That's the reason why we are seeking for funds and doing crowdfunding campaigns soon. So we need these funds to complete AI agent development. But I can draw, and you can imagine how it will work in nearest future. So imagine that you hear a song which you like, you hear it for the first time, it's a new song, and you can share it with your friend, but you can also share it with Juki. So we are building a very simple one-click system like Shazam. When you send a link to our AI agent, and AI agent evaluates the song from technical side, sound quality, harmonies, beats per minute, quality of lyrics, whatever technical parameters are. But also a very important aspect of fans' engagement. So how fans react to this artist, what is prehistory of this artist, what's in artist socials. Also, agent has information, data, which is our proprietary data from music contests, global music contests that we were doing for quite a while. And AI agent analyzes the niche, the trends, who are these microclusters who would be interested in consuming this music, who would be happy to listen to this artist. And if certain threshold is achieved, which we set up ourselves and of course together with everyone who support us, so we want to be very transparent. So if the threshold is achieved, AI agent automatically reaches out to this artist with already standardized, structurized contract for just one song, not like labels which propose contracts for long period of times, for many albums. No, it's a contract about just one particular song. And if artist agrees to sign it, the first discoverer of the song get a share of royalties in this song. We as a company also get a share of royalties, which we put on the auction to generate funds to boost the release of this particular song. So by putting royalty rights on the side of our platform to the auction means that we invite hundreds of fans to participate in future song success, get a share in future song earnings. And by doing this, they are motivated to support this song, to promote this song. So we built so-called three-sided marketplace, which is more sustainable than regular two-sided marketplace, because we have a third pillar, fans, who are not just consuming song, but also promoting songs, which significantly decrease our expenses on marketing. So lots of work done by fans who are highly motivated in the song's success. Stefan, would you add something?
Well, yeah, I think you explained it and summarized it quite nicely. So, in summary, I would say what we're doing with this business, we are basically creating a new asset class, which is tradable, which is people can invest in, and this asset class is music, because so far music is a very the business of music is a very exclusive club. If you're not one of those members of the big labels, you're outside of it. We're basically, that's why we sometimes refer to it, we're democratizing the music industry, because we make all the fans worldwide, wherever you are, give those the opportunity to become a shareholder, a stakeholder, and trade in one of the most fascinating asset classes ever, music. Everybody can relate to it, and everybody has a feel for it. And so far, they've been excluded from this asset class. We make it accessible.
So speaking of product, we already built and tested a Web2 marketplace, which was approved by Germany's financial regulator, BaFin. And we got the first revenue on that Web2 platform. Recently, we started to build on blockchain, not utilizing the hype around blockchain, but utilizing blockchain as technology itself. It gives us more transparency, gives us more security, and it's better for everyone. So we already created a first MVP and tested it and put it on mainnet in Polygon blockchain ecosystem. For doing this, we received a grant from Polygon ecosystem, which helped us. And we are going to start a first auction with artists from Africa. And I will definitely share with you all details of this forthcoming song auction, so you can participate and test how it works. So you might find it interesting, even exciting. And We are working on other features for our blockchain MVP, and also working on AI agent, which I have described to you, basically. So speaking of our traction, we started from music contest, global online music contest. We got over 200,000 participants across 191 countries through 6 contests that we held. And we have a very interesting data set from this contest, which is our proprietary and which be utilized for training our AI agent. And here we have a circle. So the more users, artists joining the platform, the more fans follow them, and it gives more information and more accuracy to our AI agent, and better AI agent attracts more artists. So it's such a self-growing loop which we built, and it's about to start. So last year we've collected quite a few recognitions from European institutions. We've got a Seal of Excellence from European Commission, European Innovation Council, Horizon Europe. We been listed in 200 watch list from European Institute of Innovation and Technology. Recently in December, only 33 startups in that list from creative and culture sector of Europe, which are recognized as most innovative startups. So we are happy to be there. We also won Luxembourg Venture Days back in October last year, and that secured a significant grant for us. Now we are in Lux Innovation, Luxembourg Ecosystem Program with all their support. So we start crowdfunding to accelerate our growth. Our goal is to raise minimally 200,000 euro. So anyone can participate starting from 100 euro, and Nora will give you more details if you ask, because she's a chief commander of this crowdfunding campaign. Speaking of business model, it's simple and diversified, and it's sustainable. So when we held the auction, we take 5% success fee if the goal of the auction is achieved. When users sell royalty rights to each other, we take 3% transaction fee from each transaction happening on secondary market. And when we distribute royalties, we take 3% administration fee. Royalties distributed to artists and fans, investors in royalty rights. When AI agent will be completed, we plan to license it to labels, publishers, managers, everyone who is interested in data-driven approach to discovery of new talents, which is way secure than what's happening now with guesswork. So, Stefan, maybe you add something, and
I'd like to pose a question, or can you again summarize? I mean, a little bit it was maybe too a bit confusing, the current phase, because you started to explain that you have put together the MVP, but
Yep.
on the other hand, you have already showed traction with, and you listed a few performers, artists, and also kindly explain the relation to Jorky as well, which should be better known by investor, better understood by investors?
It
So
might be.
what's the current status of Melodex for the
Yeah.
time being, as of today? And also then the third question will be, how do you go to market? I mean, how artists, creators will learn about your service, about Melodex, and how to use it?
Thank you. That's a very relevant question, Nora. So we are Melodex, a spin-off of Juki. We made a huge R&D, created a data set, and learned how artists create network effect with their fans, learned fans' behavior, and all this creates foundation for Melodex. Melodex is more advanced technology than Juki itself, because Juki was a little bit utilizing AI when we checked if the song submitted for the auction is original, but it was made by third party, not by ourselves. And we absolutely didn't utilize blockchain as technology. And through testing the platform and getting first revenue and helping first artists from Europe and Africa through these 16 successful auctions, we learned that the technology we've been utilizing is limited. That's why we started to develop a new MVP based on Web3 technology, not Web2. So if that explains our logic, how we turned from working Web2 platform to brand new Web3 platform. So we need this technology, AI plus Web3.
Mhm.
And speaking of how we go to market.
Just hang on a second again, Andrei. What do you mean by it's a spin-off by Juki? You mean you sort of pivoted the Juki concept and to take it to the next level and to
Absolutely.
take it. Okay. And
Absolutely.
you opted for taking it out of Juki and create a new company instead of reinventing or pivoting. Okay.
Yes. We created a absolutely new platform based on blockchain. Well, we did our homework. We tried to make a hybrid solution combining Web3 and Web2 with an Juki platform, and it didn't really work well. So we came to conclusions that it should be either Web2 technology or Web3. So hybrid was not showing good results. So we decided to build a purely Web3 platform. And speaking of Juki positioning, so everyone who invests €100 or hopefully more during the crowdfunding campaign, they get access to everything we've got till now. So it's not just MVP on Polygon blockchain network. That's all our proprietary data set, all our technology, which was already built under Juki trademark. So speaking of second part of your question, how we intend to go to market, well, we already have a data set of 3,500 artists from all continents and their fans. We approach artists usually through Instagram. We invite them to the platform. We explain.
And is it already going on, or you are waiting until you get the?
Well, it's already going on, but we need funds to scale it, because well, our capacity right now is not so big. So we don't have a big team who can handle this communications with artists, with their fans, and we have lots of artists in our pipeline. It's only about scaling. We need to hire people who will be trained and doing this work daily.
Mhm.
And we plan to utilize our data user base, and we know how it works. So we did our R&D. We know how to create network effect among fans, and we know how to speak to artists, what their pains are, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's already set up system, which at the stage of being scaled. So we need some funds to scale it. It's
Yeah, Andre, this is the all-time evergreen pain point of startups. We only need to scale. I think that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest challenge of most of the startups that have a scalable business model, that are tech based, etc. So I really like that what you said. Now we only need to scale. But yes, it's absolutely the network effect can make miracles. And what do you expect your critical mass should be? What's that milestone or KPI that you want to achieve from then on? You both, as you know very well, your market and your mechanics and your secret sauce. What do you think? What's the ideal user and follower quantity and quality that would make it happen? So that would then really enact the growth.
Yeah. Stefan, would you like to take Nora's question?
Yes, certainly. Well, in a sense, for us, as I say, having proven the technology, having proven the business model itself, as Andre said, I mean, for us, it's now introducing it to the market, which requires resources. Is there a specific number that we're aiming for? Well,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm just wonder if there is a
Well,
specific number.
yeah. Well, I think it's, as I say, it's we initially, based on the data that we gathered when we did these test runs, we were able to manage to get up to 200,000 users in less than 1 year. So I think with our new developed platform, which addressed quite a lot of the issues that we had with the old one, I think we should aim for at least 500,000, if not 1 million users within a year's time. I think that's, in my opinion, it's a target that we should be able to achieve.
Okay. Who are your biggest competitors? Because there are some platforms, because of course the very basic idea to take it to blockchains, to apply smart contracts for followers to ensure them security and that would then definitely secure for them that they would get their share of the royalties. I've seen a few on the market, have never used, so I'm not at all aware of their secret sauce. What's yours? Why do you think you stand out?
Well, we definitely stand out because we combine AI, community intelligence, blockchain into one integrated ecosystem. Our competitors, there are quite a few competitors, and you heard about them. That's Spotify and other streaming platforms. That's royalty rights management platforms. That's even Patreon. These competitors focus on a single function, like streaming or crowdfunding. There are platforms like Enode from Luxembourg or West from Los Angeles who are doing auctions for royalty rights. But they are not interested in discovering new artists. They are not interested in engaging fans. So our competitors focus on a single function: streaming, crowdfunding, or rights management. We, not like them, connect discovery of new talents, funding of these same new talents, and monetization of their content.
Mhm.
And that's where our value is created. So I will give you parallel with Uber. Because we consider ourselves Uber for music industry.
Uber
So
for music industry. Uh-huh.
Uber transformed everyone with driving license into potential taxi driver. And we transform everyone who listens to music, who loves music, into potential music scout. You can hear a new song, send a link to Melodex, and get royalties in the song. And if the song will ever become a hit song, this sharing royalty rights means a lot. It's building wealth for yourself while listening to music. So it's something different to what exists in music industry, where there is a very strict separation. Here are labels with some chosen professionals, very few of them, who has access to upside of music hits, and the rest of the world who just consuming music without any access to upside. They cannot make money on the music they enjoy, they discover. That's the difference. When you are subscribed to Spotify, you get access to 50 million plus tracks. You can enjoy listening to music, but you hardly can make wealth on listening to Spotify. And we give you such opportunity.
So me as a newcomer to Melodex, how do you think I should start using it? And let's say I'm a devoted fan of a particular singer or group, and I want to also earn money, and I want to popularize them. So how does Melodex solve this problem?
Well,
Okay.
do what all the investors, also whether in the stock market or whether on many crypto markets do, follow your, which you do anyway. You like their music, as you say.
Yeah.
Follow the music, follow the latest songs, and whenever you feel like, wow, that's a cool song that has potential, go and buy a share, become part of a shareholder, and support your favorite artist, and start promoting, becoming also a promoter of your song. All this you can do.
Yes, but how? First of all, I become aware of Melodex,
Yeah.
and then I've made this decision that you have just presented. So what's the next step?
Next step, sign to our socials, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and we'll announce a first auction, which will happen soon. We already signed a contract with a first artist for the auction. And when you join the auction, you test our technology. You can buy for symbolic money like 5-10 euro a share in the song. And technically, by buying a share in the song, you're becoming a co-producer of the song, executive producer, according to US terminology. And you can follow the development of this artist, and hopefully the song will generate funds and you get back some access to your small investment. And after that, when you get a proof of how it works, you can offer your new favorite artist to our platform, and by doing this you get share in his or her song, and we put the song on the auction and we release the song and enjoy success of this song.
Yeah, so you become a co-content creator, if you like, on our platform. And even as I say, even if the artist that you follow, that you like, hasn't initiated an auction, there's a mechanism that you can basically make suggestions. Say, well,
Yeah, that's okay. This is what I would really like to know. So
Yeah.
I take a song which I like,
Yep.
and then I have my Melodex profile
Yep.
and list this song to be auctioned then, and then I buy a token actually, and that's it. And how do you then whatever curate these songs, or how how do you ensure that this token is binded to a particular payment, or how is it going definite? How is it creating that value if it's not the creator that needs to sort of go on auction, as you said, on your platform? Or
Well,
what do I misunderstand?
that's exactly why we need blockchain technology for its
I understand that.
transparency.
Okay, the technology is
And
okay.
because it's transparent. So you asked how we create this song. When we sign a contract with artist, we start to manage the release of the song like traditional labels are managing. So we put the song on Spotify and other streaming platforms. We pitch this song to supervisors who are looking for new music, to Netflix series, films. Today I got request for usage of song of one Ukrainian artist with whom we have contract for a German movie. And we were disputing the price, and I have set up the price of 5,000 euro after consulting with artist herself. And imagine you have 1% in this song of royalty rights. When this 5,000 euro hits account of this song, and that's escrow account, so it's automatically distributed from this account to you, to artists, to everyone who participate in royalties from this song. So you receive 50 euro on your personal account, and you receive notification and thanks for your support and where the song is used. And you can always tell everyone legally that you hear the song in a movie. That's the song where I am a co-producer. So that's how it works. And there are lots more nuances when we dive deeper. We have gamification. We already created a Telegram mini app to engage fans. It's about to be launched. We have approved gamification algorithm on our platform, which is named Headhunter. When you discover some songs which are interesting to other users, you get awarded with winning points, which can be converted into cash, and other things which make listening to music still very much enjoyable, but also it has a commercial side. You are building wealth while listening to music. No one can accuse you in killing time when you're listening to music, because you are not just listening to music, you're making investment analysis while listening to music.
Mm-hmm. Can I do this what you described already today?
Not everything, because we built an architecture of a future AI agent, but it's not functioning yet. That's why we are looking for funds. And what you can do today, you can join our forthcoming auction in few weeks, and it will be announced in our social media. And I hope also on Toke Portal and through email distribution. And that's what can be done today. Joining the auction and buying a share in songs royalty rights. And first song is on the way.
Okay. All right. So one of my questions was what makes you stand out? What's your secret sauce in this market? Besides that you presented, I mean, your technology is amazing, and I'm really very glad to have such outstanding funders here among the listed campaigns. But nevertheless, just what the market participants, when they look for something like this, what would they appreciate about Melodex especially?
We're first mover. Yeah, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Stefan.
Yeah, well, we're first mover in this industry. As Andre said, like if I if I think about one of the competitors, A-Note, I mean, they look at existing albums from famous artists and say, okay, you can buy a little share of the royalty rights of this artist. What we are is more like think about we're in the startup community here. Think about the big venture capital firms like Sequoia, Benchmark, etc. And if in fact it's sort of a combination between what they do and what Kickstarter does, we are spotting the early potential in the next generation of successful players in the industry. So you have a chance not just to say, okay, I know, I go back and buy a little share in Michael Jackson's famous song, which is already worth lots of money, but you're looking for those newcomers. Basically, what we're doing here, we're thinking, what is the next big player in this industry? And I think we all have a feeling. What's at least those who love music have a thinking, like, okay, that could be really a cool song. I would bet on it that it's going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And being part of that community, there's no one else that rivals us.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
We bring
Great.
science into music business. And well, our secret sauce is our huge experience in this field and also hard work, first of all.
What's your exit strategy once Melodex is becoming a huge platform?
That's definitely a question for Stefan because he's already experienced exits from his startups, technology startups.
Well, as I say, we believe in our community. So as I say, I don't think it's a decision. We've been approached, I think, we've been asked, well, is there an option that one day a big player in the industry, a big label could take over? I think if a big label would take over what we do, which could be a potential exit, I think we would destroy the very philosophy that we created. We are inviting, obviously, labels. Even labels could introduce a song on our platform. But handing it over to a label would basically be a conflict of interest as we see it. So I think there are other players in the market. I don't want to speculate in what kinds, but those who have access also to the artist community. I mean, those could be definitely, or who have an interest in entering a new space where they can engage with fans of music worldwide. I think those are all players, and I think there are quite a few. Because it's a huge market, and there are a lot of players who could become interested in. I mean, if this would be an option and for us as a potential exit. But so far, I think even standing on our own and continuing building a large community in our vision, it's clearly we want to become the largest community of music fans all over the world. But on our way there will be plenty of opportunities for an exit. I have no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's the next step for Melodex in the near future, besides of launching the campaign, the crowdfunding campaign? Did you hear my question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I was muted.
Okay.
Beside campaign, well, now we are focused on campaign, of course. That's priority number one, because it will give us resources for the rest of the year, and we have very ambitious plans by the end of the year. But we don't stop development, speaking to artists and other things, which we are doing. We secure grants from time to time, and our focus is to finalize development of AI agent as soon as we get funds for doing this.
Mm-hmm. What will be the job of the AI agent? Again, you mentioned that in the beginning, but maybe
it's remember Shazam. You hear the song you like, you want to know who is the artist, what's the title of the song, and you put your phone close to the source of music, and you get the answer from Shazam. In our case, you put your phone close to the source of music, and by doing this, you submit this song to our AI agent, which will analyze this song. Firstly, if the song is available. So it might be already famous song and artists might be already signed to Universal Music. So you get notifications that thank you, but this song is not available for discovery. It's already discovered. If this is not the case, AI agent which evaluates this song and takes decisions that the song has commercial potential, agent reaches out to artist who performs this song and offers a contract. And if the contract is signed and you are the first discoverer, you get notifications that you are part of the deal with artist. Artist gets the lion's share of future song earnings. You get a small share, but still significant if the song will have success, will become a hit. And platform also gets share, which will be utilized on the auction to raise funds for release of this song. So if you are not the first discoverer, you will get notifications that unfortunately you're not the first discoverer, but you can participate in forthcoming auction of this song, and for 5, 10, 20 euro buy a share in this song and enjoy passive income in future, getting royalties, and also you can sell those shares to other users of the platform on the secondary market. That's how it works.
Yes, kindly provide us with some flowchart and some guidance further in the campaign page when we finally launch it, so that everyone should be on the same page how it works, especially if you are if you're the first to offer this service, then people are not expected to be aware about how it works and what they can expect. So I think
I agree with you. That's business which is one of the least transparent businesses, and music industries don't like to disclose its secrets. So we have to explain it, yes, in simple terms to everyone.
great. I mean, this I think was amazing amount of information about this fabulous journey of Melodex, and it's two extremely highly qualified and extremely ambitious founders. So I'd like to give the floor to the audience if you have questions for the time being. Of course, you can post your questions anytime by email at melodex@turkeyportal.com or through the social media, or answer the newsletters. We will release the summary of today's webinar within a few days, so that you can have it downloaded on your computer, and also you can revisit this the recording of this webinar on Facebook anytime. We will link it into this newsletter as well. But please still, I'd wait a second to give the floor to the participants to raise questions, and I check on social media if we have there maybe some questions, but now for the time being I don't see anything. Someone else? If not, then I'd really like to thank you for your participation and for your attention, and then see you soon again. I'm sure we will have the same type of webinar right after the launch or before the launch of the campaign, when it starts to accept investments, and a few times yet until during the campaign. So take very good care of yourself. Have a nice evening and see you soon again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.